Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus, and I'm back one more time. You know, I think it's amazing and a little bit pathetic how the political scene works. Right now, you got pundits and commentators making all kinds of statements about what the Democrats should be doing and who is electable, and putting words in people's mouths and just shaping up who the candidate is going to be just by the way they talk about them. And I think when I hear them say that the number one concern is to beat Donald Trump, I think that is absolutely pathetic. Donald Trump should not even be the president now for all the wrong things he's done. But he's there because the people are weak. And they're talking about beating him, beating Trump. What next? After you beat Trump, we got 4 more years of the same old crap that's been going on all my life, all my gray-haired life. I tell you, if that's all you got to offer, it might be better for Trump to win again, so he can beat you down to the ground till you can wake up and think about the things that you've been on your knees praying for. You've been praying for everything. You've been asking God to help you with everything. You've even been giving some preachers thousands of dollars listening to his lie about God is going to bless you by planting that seed. My. How small-minded can we as a people be? Ladies and gentlemen, let me share something with you. The Republican Party and the Democratic Party is a form of the system that we live in. They operate from the same playing book, Republicans and Democrats, to maintain this system as it is. Why do you think white people are getting so upset? Because they're thinking that somebody might do something to change the system from what it is. It is designed to protect itself. It is designed to always have white supremacy. It is designed that in order for that to happen, somebody got to always be suffering. Now, everybody on their knees praying are asking for liberation. Nobody's asking to be suffering. Nobody's even asking for others to suffer. And then you come around here talking about the number one concern is to beat Trump. When you ask God to help you with your education, when you ask for help with your health care, when you ask for help with your food and clothing and shelter, when you ask for help in transportation, when you ask for help in your infrastructure, when you ask for help in just in your life, you're asking God for more than just beating Trump. How persuasive can another voice of somebody else be over your own voice? You ask God for certain things. God is saying you can have all these things that you have prayed for, but you must do something to ensure that they happen for you. You must engage yourself in the process. You must play a major part in it. You can't be leaving it up for somebody else. Barack Obama, half of the world thought something was going to be great, and the rest of the half made sure that he couldn't accomplish anything. These Democrats, they'll have the talking points. They're saying the things that should be said. Even some of them got some strategy. But it's not going to go anywhere if the powers that be does not want it to go any place. They got the game played, ladies and gentlemen. There's no winning in this game. You have to change the game. If you want anything out of life to happen, if you want peace, if you want prosperity, if you want freedom, if you want joy in your life, if you want the fulfillment of your dreams, you got to change the game, because it's never going to happen in the system that we're living in today. In the system that we're living in today. Now, I have shared with you what God has given me to share with you, that all of the resources that's used to do the things that people want done comes from God. It doesn't come from white folks. It doesn't come from black folks. It doesn't come from Americans or others. It comes from God. And the resources that are there by God, the gifts that allows us to extract from those resources and do the magnificent things that we want to do comes from God. What are you scared of Trump for? What are you scared of the Republican Party for? The hell with the Congress. If you the people want something different, you the people got the power to do it. Forget Trump. You the people want something different, you got the power to do it. Forget Republicans and Democrats. If you want the people, if you want something different, you the people got the power to do it. The power is in your hands. Don't be letting some talking point, some commentator get up there and trick you. Next thing you know, Biden is the number one up front running against Trump. He might beat Trump, he might not. But in the meantime, what do you get? Back on your knees, praying to God for peace, praying for God for prosperity, praying for God that your house can get fixed. And doggone it, you got a chance right now to put your hands to the plow and to guide that mule to make sure that all of those things that you pray for happen, because you got a man sent by God to share with you the truth of God and God's love for you. And you letting somebody tell you about Biden, you letting somebody tell you something about the Democrats and the Republicans. All your life they failed you. Every bit of your life they failed you. And it didn't matter who was talking. The game is there. It ain't going nowhere unless you the people demand that the system is changed. It is not going any place. Young folks, don't let these old folks trick you, black or white. Don't let them trick you. They're trying to trick you back in this old same old game we've been playing all my life. Now I'm telling you, you're not as old as I am, but this game has been played all my life. It doesn't produce anything for everybody. It just produces some for somebody, and others suffer. That has got to stop. And if it's going to stop, it's going to stop because somebody trusted God. Somebody trusted God over white people. Somebody trusted God over powers that be behind the curtain. Somebody believed that God could live in them, and they could manifest God in such a way that not only will they be happy, but the whole nation will be happy. Don't let these folks keep talking to you about who's seem to be up front. Don't let these people trick you by talking about who can win. Forget who can win. What do you want? Stand up for what you want. And if everybody else don't want something different, then let them want something different. But you stand up for what you want. Do you want peace? Then you stand up for peace. You stand up for no name. If you want freedom, then you stand up for freedom. Nobody looking for some name. If you want prosperity, then you stand up for prosperity. Nobody looking for some name, some candidate. If you want shelter, food, and clothing, you stand up for that. Nobody looking for some name. If you want education, unlimited and unrestricted, you stand up for that. If you want health care from the womb to the tomb, you stand up for that. If you're tired of the burdens, if you're tired of working these long hours for minimum wage, you stand up for that. You're tired of being shot down by cops, you stand up for that. You're tired of going into war, you stand up for that. Nobody looking for some name. You stand up regardless who is in office. You say no and mean it. Or you say yes and mean it. You don't care who's in office. You don't care who's holding the gavel. No, my friends, you got the power. And you, by the power of God, will prevail if you trust God. Now, I'm out here telling you about all this good, wonderful stuff. And every time I hear on television, they're talking about somebody else. Talking about somebody who raised money. Somebody who's raised millions of dollars to pay to put it on television. And you're buying into that stuff. I have not raised any money. Why? Because the truth does not need money. If you deserve the beauty and joy of life, you hear somebody speak about it, that's what you're for. You become the advertising. You tell your friends. You tell your co-workers. You tell your neighbors. You tell your family about it all over this country. And that message gets around. You don't need to spend one penny except what you might have to pay on your phone bill or your cable bill or your internet bill. I don't need no millions of dollars to give to a system that's screwing us. No, all I need is the truth, and some people who believe in the truth. Some people who would support the truth. Some people who would support dignity. Who would support love and justice. That's all God people need. Stand up. Stop listening to this stuff on TV talking about who's doing what and who's doing this. Who's doing what. I got 1,000 videos on YouTube and Facebook. How many have you listened to? How many have you wanted to listen to? How many have you heard about? And all I talk about for all of these years, this stuff I'm talking to you about right now is not new. I talked to you about it last year, the year before for the past 30 years. I talked to you about the way to freedom. I talked to you about the way to prosperity. I talked to you about the way to joy and the fulfillment of your dreams. And you still haven't heard it, or you don't want it. Why? Because I'm black? Why? Because I don't have any money? I tell you, my friends, I'm a child of God. Now, can they tell you that? Can they promise you that they will stand and represent God in spite of all the hell they got to go through? Have they done it already? How many jails have they been in? How many prisons have they been in standing up for God and you? But the ones who have, you don't hear nothing about them. Why? Don't think, ladies and gentlemen, that the one that's done all these things that stood up for you is crazy. Maybe somebody don't want you to know about them. And I think that's the answer. Nobody wants you to know about God and God's plan. Nobody wants you to know that every last one of you can have a job. No, they don't want you to know that because you got a job, you become an owner in everything that's created by the hands of man. And by becoming an owner, you don't need the international banks. You don't need the local banks. You don't need any bank because you don't need money. All you need is a need, a want, and a desire that the things that we as people have made, you got to cut in it and you can claim it as you desire, want it, or need it. My friends, please wake up. Please wake up. Don't let these people keep on pimping you. And you're being pimped just like any hoe on the street. You're being encouraged to, just like any dope dealer, to manifest something for somebody else. Just as plainly as day is light. And you, I'm asking you, wake up and cut this crap out. Start acting like adults. Start acting like thinking people. Start acting like people who got some balls. Start acting like lovers and not gangsters. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. I just thought I had to share this with you. Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.